jobs. You know what it is. It's us trading our our labor and our knowledge for currency. Why do we do it? We do it to put food on the table. But we all had to start somewhere. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'll tell you a bit about mine, but I really want to hear about your first job experiences. Stay with us.
They took our job. Yeah. People from the future won't exist to take our job.
They took our germs. Say what you will about that South Park episode or that South Park running gag, but man, that is funny as hell. How are you, everyone? Welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you, yes, you, to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. Of course, could be the topic of the day, it could be current event, it could be a personal or business promotion, or just to chew the fat. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do is point your browser to zoom.us. Click on join a meeting or join if you're joining us via mobile and enter in that meeting ID when it asks for it. There's another link down in the description. If you already have Zoom loaded, you will come up into my green room and I will bring you up first come, first serve, one by one as time allows. Again, my name is Jim. I'm the host of the Video Call-In Show and I will be here for about the next hour. My job to listen and learn to and about you. Now, having said that, if that's content that trips your trigger right down your alley, is something you can sink your teeth in, make sure you like, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We are on every Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, and that's how it goes. How is everyone tonight? I know I probably confused a few folks by with the gerbs jargon, but that's okay. In fact, we're going to say hello to some of the folks that have come in so far and talk about just that. We got Junk Food Alley. Welcome to the show for the first time. Said he saw me in BloodX today. Great interview. Thank you so much. It was kind of Mark to ask me up, and had a good. I was right after Magic Jones, so it was all fun and good, and met some good people while I was there. Crap my dad makes me watch. How are you, Adam? Good to see you, my friend. And then we've got Northern Ohio Railroad Action. How are you? Good to see you. It's been a little while. Good to see you, Nora. Raven the Commentator 2001. Always a pleasure to have you here, hon. Sean McKenna. Jerby? I don't know what Jerby is, but I'm sure that that you were thinking of Gerbs. Chris Hope. Hello to you, Chris Hope. Good to see you, my friend. Easton Music Ministry. Always a pleasure to have you in, Easton. Good to see you. Susan Hamilton, how are you? Susan, I didn't know if I read your comment right, and I haven't. I saw it come through on my notifications that you've been in the military. That's awesome. Thank you for your service. If you guys missed the show last night, it was my tribute to Veterans Day, and I thought it was a really good show. I had at least 4 veterans on, maybe 1 or 2 more in the chat, and it was a lot of fun to do. I mean, it's always nice to talk to my brothers and get different perspectives, even if we had near the same experience in many instances. So if you get a chance, check that out. Sean McKenna says, really quick, he will eat and jump back on. Good. Okay. That's fine, Sean. Good to see you, man. Not a great gamer. How you doing? They took our gerbs. I love that. I don't know why I love that so much. I guess it's just the parody. In fact, they target, redneck and all that kind of stuff. So, Catherine Cook, how are you? Hi, all cold here in South Carolina. Oh, how cold is it in South Carolina? How cold could it possibly be in South Carolina? I think it was 14 here in India, and that's shattering records, especially for the middle of November. Should not be this cold this early. Somebody order some different weather, will you? And I mean ASAP. Pixel Pia, teaching and learning. How are you, Pia? Good to see you. And Patty Broussard, rare artist. How you doing? Beautiful people. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Lloyd, Grumpy Vlogger's back. How you doing, Lloyd? Good to see you, my friend, my brother. And Ganna is here. How you doing, Ganna? Thanks for being here. So yeah, first job experience. And let me see, just bear with me just for a sec here, will you? Because I think I'm remiss in attributing this. Yes, I am actually. So I will get right on that. That you can be sure of. Guys, if you have any topics, this is a great segue to this. If you have any topics that you'd like me to cover in one of my shows, feel free to either email me. My email address is right down below here, and it's also in the description of nearly every one of my videos. So make sure you just drop me an email and give me some suggestions. Some I go with, some I don't. I kind of have to be, I don't know, excited about them, or at least be able to talk intelligently about the subject. And tonight's topic was brought to us by Raven the Commentator 2001. Yes, she suggested this, I think during one of my live streams, but she does commentaries, podcasts, and reviews. She's really creative. You guys have seen her on the show before. Make sure you stop on by and give her a look-see. Thank you so much, Raven, for suggesting this topic. In fact, she's in the green room, so we'll be hearing from Raven here very, very shortly. Drone Kings of Norwin, how are you, my friend? It's Brad. Brad and I have been going back and forth about the COPPA restrictions, or I should say the new regulations. I don't know about you guys. Let me just touch on that real fast, if you don't mind. I have decided to take the route that I make no content for kids directly, right? So you've got the three, and I just figured that's a safe bet, because at bare minimum, my show is going to have a curse word or two, and I can't see giving them a reason to limit my exposure, because otherwise. Not only that, but if you read, and we'll be talking about this Thursday, in addition to the new terms of use. In that, I'm going to go over the terms of use, but we're also going to cover the ACOPA as well, and kind of break it apart, break it down, and talk about the implications with the if you choose that I do create content for kids, you lose so much. In fact, there's a great video out there that in that show I'll link into the description, and you guys can go watch it if you haven't already. Most of you are creators and have already researched this, but got to do some for posterity. Who else do we have in here? I just saw Gaffa Hayes. How you doing, Gaffa? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. All of you. Thanks so much for being here. 29 tonight. What does that mean, Catherine? What did I miss? What did I hate when I miss stuff, but I just do miss stuff. My eyes aren't as fast as they used to be. That's not true. If there's one thing in this world, in this life, that from a speed perspective, do not change it, I think it's your eyes. Yes, Pixelpia says she just came from Pusha, and I didn't get to see it. I didn't even get to go to Ed's show tonight, and I apologize, Ed, if you're lurking, man. Put in some family time. You know how that is, and I couldn't watch Pusha. I couldn't, I didn't do anything. In fact, I shut my computer off that normally sits right in front of me, right in front of the television. I'm a sick man, but didn't get to even go to that one. So, but there is a lot of weird things going on. There was a very large channel who asked, this is separate from COPA. Well, we can talk about that Thursday, but several hundred of his chat lost their channels. They literally got shut down. And we're going to go over why that was, how to avoid it, and the implications, what actually is going down. So, but let's get back onto the topic before I bring up my first guests. It is about your first job and the experiences that you may that you had during that. Because if you had a first job, if you had a first job, then you had experiences. The mere fact of applying would have been the bare minimum of your experiences that job. It may not have turned out the way you wanted it to, but it certainly would be an experience that you could talk about if that's as far as you've ever gotten. I hope that's not the case. back in my day, many people worked much earlier than the minimum 16 years old that was in my state, and I think it varied in quite a few states back then. I think it's a federal law now, but I worked as early as 14, and that was at a gas station. It was a buddy of mine. His father owned a gas station, and we'd go and we'd get a few bucks here for filling up for folks, cleaning windshields, and the typical Gomer Pyle sort of workload. And that was a lot of fun because one, we weren't set to a schedule, but two, well, no, I take that back. I can remember cutting grass for money. Absolutely. Didn't do any raking of leaves, neighbors, but I did a lot of grass cutting and picked up some change. But I consider how damn, I could go way back here. And most of you already have heard these stories, but yes, the gas station was what I would consider my first job, because I was being paid by the hour. The grass cutting is more of a contract position, and you get it's flat fee based on how large it happened to be, how big the job was. Now, after the gas station, I worked in a liquor store for a very short time, probably about 15 years old. It was just before I could drive, and it was merely stocking, right? Again, it was a buddy's whose dad owned the liquor store, and it was awesome for many reasons. Some of which I can't go into at this time. I can, because none of my videos are meant for kids, so I will go into it. Yeah, we used to sneak some out. We always made sure that the register came up straight, right? So we would actually pay for it, but we weren't supposed to have it. First, I was a carrot assassin. Well, that must have been odd as a sausage. Well, meat does have it out for the vegetables. I will say that. There's no question. That was not a great gamer, by the way. His first job was a carrot assassin. I get it. I totally get it. Started earning my Social Security in Sweden back then, and now I will just get part of it since I moved over here. Oh, yeah. Yep. Hello, Studio Geek 32. How you doing, Sammy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Babysitting first job. I actually did that one time. It was supposed to be my sister's gig. She couldn't do it, so I stepped in. I made good scratch that night. I made really good scratch, and it was easy as hell. It wasn't an hour after the parents left that the tyke went to bed. So, man, it was a piece of cake, and I remember it was really good money for it. But that was the only one I did. That was the only stint of babysitting I did. So anyway, I want to hear about yours. And I suppose I can't end this little tirade of mine, or this little diatribe, without telling you what I did as a W4 employee for the first time ever. And it's I'm not ashamed of it, but it was made light of for many years on Married with Children. I think you all know what that is. Yes, I got a job. My first W2 job was as a shoe salesman at Kenny Shoes, which was a standalone store on a street that was very popular and very close to where I lived. And yes, I was business casual or better. But I tell you what I got from that experience, that was probably, and I don't know, maybe it's because suddenly, you're on a schedule, you got to be there all the time. I learned a great deal about dealing with the general public, especially from a sales perspective. And it helped. It helped a lot because, people can be very, very demanding, especially when it comes to those items that are very personal to them. Shoes are a very personal item. I don't know that most people even view them as a personal item. Go ahead and put somebody else's shoes on and tell me that your shoes are not a personal item. That's what I say. And, but it didn't last long because the standalone shoe stores were going the way of the dodo. So I literally worked there for probably, 8 months and moved on. Actually stocked shelves at a grocery store after that, I believe, was my next one. Yeah. Which was a great job. good money, and hours were fantastic. Had one of my buddies lose an arm in the cardboard compactor. Not that that was fun, but they did reattach it. Randy, if you ever watch his show, and I know I'm broadcasting just on YouTube and D Live, I've decided to scale back a little bit. It's only going to be YouTube, D Live, and Facebook for the most part. Sometimes I won't broadcast on the other platforms, but tonight I am. And I am friends with Randy. Randy, if you watch this, man, I love that guy. He's one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. and when you say it couldn't happen to a nicer guy, that is absolutely the truth with Randy. Randy, I'm glad that that worked out, man. You and I didn't get to talk much after that, so you gotta hit me up, man. I know you live way out, but shit, we gotta get some together sometime next time you're in town, or I go out there and have a beer, man. I'd love to recap the last what is it? Jesus. Yeah, it's over 30 years now. I think we're working up on our 35th. Maybe his 35th's already gone. I don't know. I got to do the math, and I'm not in a math mood. So, Max Air 420, how are you, newbie? Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. If you didn't hear my sales pitch, my sales pitch is this is the Video Callin show. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do is point your browser to zoom.us, or if you've got it loaded, that's easy enough. Click on join a meeting and enter in that meeting number. You'll come up in my green room, and then I'll bring you up one at a time, first come, first serve. And I have a show every Sunday through Thursday for about an hour with different topics. So, and don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe, of course. All right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and bring up my first guest. This will be strange in a way because he is such a young man. I'm dying to find out where this falls into or falls for him. That'll be interesting. Hello, Easton. Can you hear me?
Hello. Okay, my lighting absolutely sucks.
You gotta stop using flashlights, man.
Dang it!
How you doing, Easton?
I am good. How are you?
I'm just dandy. I'm actually in a really good mood tonight. Don't know why exactly.
I say I'm good, but I'm honestly not in that great of a mood right now.
But, oh, don't bring us down, man. No, I'm kidding. What's the matter, bud?
Well, my Blue Yeti is sitting right over there in the box, ready to go back to the store tomorrow.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, it may or may not have fallen off my desk.
may or may not have.
Yesterday, and
no pics, so it didn't happen, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it did not fall off my desk. Best Buy, if you were watching this live stream, the Yeti did not fall off my desk.
Not sponsored.
Yeah. I was just laying in bed, and I don't know what happened because it was not on the edge of the desk or anything. It's just like God came in my room and kicked the microphone off my desk. I don't know what the heck happened.
Nice.
I'm gonna pay for that, blaming God for that.
I was surprised to hear you say that, actually.
I don't know where that came from, but
that's
like,
okay.
you need to quit recording. Get that off your desk.
And cut.
But anyway, yeah, I was just laying on my bed on my phone. I didn't have my foot wrapped around any cables, which has happened before, where I get my foot, stuck in the octopus.
Oh sure.
But yeah, I just hear a bang, and I turn around, and my microphone is dangling from my desk with the USB cable still in it, and my headphones still in it. And I'm just like, oh crap! So I go over there and pick it up, and I'm just like, shoot! And it did enough damage to it to where it stopped recording. I couldn't hear anything out of it. So basically, whenever I put my headphones on, I can hear everything as soon as I say it. It's just right. It's basically like I hear myself talking.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I say it. And
Drone King says, guess the Blue Yeti didn't get like its first gerb. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
So continue, please.
Yeah, it wouldn't do that, and I was like, well, crap. So I was like, I'll see because last time that I had a problem with it, it was the original cable that came with it, and it just stopped playing the music because it reroutes the audio system to go through the microphone into the headphones.
Yeah.
And it stopped doing that, and so I played a song, couldn't hear a thing. So it was all gone. So I was using my 6-foot cable at the time, so I pulled out my 3-foot cable that I bought as well as the 6-foot, and I plugged the 3-foot in. Nothing. I could hear myself talk, and so it was part of the damage was to the cable.
Okay.
But something happened to the mic to where if I run it on full power, which is what I mean by full power is volume all the way up, gain all the way up, and it's running 25% to 50% power. So it's running whenever I have everything up as loud as possible, where whenever I'm listening to it, it hurts my ears. I could barely hear myself. I couldn't hear myself. They could hear me on the live stream, but I could not hear myself, and I was like, that's a problem because I don't know what's going on.
Sure.
Usually, what I can do, I've been trying to do. I don't know how well it's working, but I can make it louder on my end and quieter in OBS. I don't know if it's working or not, but I tried that. I've tried that a couple times.
Well, that's interesting. You know, that makes me want to do a little more research and find out if it's actually a condenser running on USB power. What is that? You tapping a glass over there?
Say what?
It sounded like you were tapping a glass over there.
Volume button. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm curious now as to whether or not the one version or flavor of the Yeti actually runs on USB power. In other words, like a condenser mic. Like this got the 48 phantom power volts running it.
Yeah.
Very similar to most condenser mics, if not all.
Oh, anybody watching? Sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Anybody in the chat who is thinking about getting a Yeti? I don't know about the other models, but do not get a blackout. I'm not going to speak for the other models, but they're probably the exact same. Do not get a blackout. I can testify to that because I don't know how the other ones work, but I know that blackout is crap.
Interesting.
I've had it for like 2, maybe 3 weeks now. It should not break 2 times in that amount of time, having the same issue.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Sure, it fell off my desk, but the first time it did not fall off my desk. I literally grabbed it and moved it. Yeah,
I'd be willing to get. I bet that's not in the instruction manual. Can survive a XYZ.
Yeah, it's not an SM58.
Oh man, those things are bulletproof too. I've literally seen people dunk them into their drink and sing the rest of the set on them. Oh yeah. Unbelievable.
I've seen one of my friends. He has an SM58 in his studio, or not studio. It's not really a studio. It's a garage and just a bunch of random crap. I guess it's more of a practice garage, a band practice area, not a studio.
Sure.
But he literally had the SM58 and chucked it across the garage, landed on concrete after hitting the garage door, plugged the XLR back into it, and it sounded just like it did before.
Oh yeah. That's why they are a stage legend. That mic is. Now, like I've told Sammy before, I find them a little harsh on the high end. Right? You can EQ that out for the most part, but if you tune them flat, they're awfully harsh on the high end, which is why I actually preferred the Sennheisers. They're a little warmer mic for my taste.
One second.
They won't take the abuse. Oh, hey, well, okay, it'll just be me, and me for a moment. We'll see if he comes back. He's literally just killed his camera for the moment. That's okay. Well, what was that?
My dad came in and needed something from me, so I just.
Oh, you dove out.
Sudden reaction. I didn't know what to do, so I was like, pew.
That's okay. I had plenty of company. There was probably 5 of me waiting where you were. It was awesome. We didn't have much to say though.
Maybe I should do that again. There we go. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. See, we know each other, so we didn't have much to discuss.
Well, actually, I probably should get off here. I was going to stay on here a little longer, but I just realized it's 9:24 and I have to go to bed in 6 minutes. And
Well,
so
take one of those because I can't let you go without. If you've done a little bit of work here and there. What would you consider your first job?
oh crap. Probably rolling walnuts and
Oh
taking it
yeah,
in.
you've told us that before. Yeah, yeah, okay. And it was a good
Yeah.
experience, right?
Not this year, but
Well, no, I'm talking about. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're still involved in it, then okay, I get it. But
oh yeah, this year was terrible. This year,
oh, you should have been over here, man. We our walnut trees dropped like crazy.
well, this year in the spring it poured rain and they didn't have time to pollinate. And the company down here is just like, well, they're only going to produce about 25%.
Oh yeah, no,
Thanks.
ours were 75% or better than the normal. It was astounding because we've got a walnut tree right out front, and it just it's pain in the ass to pick them up when you're not doing anything with them, much less doing something with them. So yeah, I get it. All right, buddy. Well,
Yeah.
I won't keep you. Go to bed, and thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
You
great
bet. You too. All that, and we did get to his job. We did get to his first job, and I'd forgotten all about the walnuts because he's told us that before. But I just I have so much love and respect for those kids who actually go out and one either need to make money for themselves or go the extra effort to trade their labor for currency, right? I mean, that's how you get life's experiences because that's how it is on the outside. People don't hand you stuff for nothing. The statement "there is no such thing as a free lunch" is an absolute truism, and the earlier you take your earning potential into your own hands, the better. So, all right, well, let's do this. It is 27 past the hour. We're going to bring up our next guest. Now I'm trying to sound like a radio announcer, and it's not working. Ganny, you're not lurking tonight. That's good. That's good. Oh, let me wait. Let me get your name here. Oh man, why do I always do this? I know I fixed it. Well, you've got to love that. All right. Well, hello. How are you?
Doing great so far. It's just I didn't think that you would be coming on for a second there. I
Really?
didn't think that would come up. I mean, the last time I was on, like there was no name. No name.
No. Oh yeah, I know. That was the technical difficulty night. And I thought for sure. I said, let's never ever speak of that again. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that was anything but fun on this side, believe me.
Let's put the technical difficulty aside.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's.
Like if it's sit there and it's like, look at this. Oh. Now it's just coming to
You
like, what is
cut
this?
out there for a second.
1 second.
Ah, there it is.
Source of light.
There's that light. Oh, we're having connection problems, and you're frozen and you're cutting up. We'll give her a few minutes. Do I need to say hello to anyone in the chat, guys? Feel free to to pile on in and tell us about your first job experiences while we wait for Raven. And it looks like she's back. Great.
Yeah, we got I think it's bad internet connection, and that's what's going on.
Well, I was while you were gone, I was actually doing the math on string theory, and I think I solved it. So, thanks for that break. I appreciate it. So, Raven, do you have you had a paying job yet? I know you're a young gal and still in school and whatnot.
Actually, yes. I've had a job, at an ABA therapy center here in Colorado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one where my aunt works at. She's a CBA, and she works with a lot of kids who have different behavioral problems, and kids who are on the autism spectrum, and other kids who have other disabilities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hello, Gianna.
Hey, Gana.
She wanted me to say hello to her again, so I complied.
Right.
Are you on a Note 10 by chance? Samsung Note 10?
Yeah, no, not Samsung. I think it's a Samsung Galaxy S10.
Oh, S10.
That's what it is.
It's got that same sort of clicking that Angel was going through, and I don't remember hearing that from years before.
Well, anyways, back to what I was saying.
Yes.
So what I was doing was that I was doing some assistant job. I was doing like some cleaning, and I did some. I also helped with some of the therapy sessions, and I think I also helped my aunt deal with some stuff. She wanted to help with like the inventory and what was needed because I think they're opening a second location near the Colorado Springs airport, or at least that's what I've heard from her when I was talking to her about it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. I mean, seeing those kids like in the mornings, like when I come in, and seeing these kids come in with their parents, it just feels so rewarding because you get to see a lot of different kids from a lot of different families and a lot of different spectrums.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can imagine. Yeah. And what? Yeah, like you said, what rewarding work.
Yep.
Overall, kids need it. You arguably give them a perspective that some maybe the other standard workers don't, which is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
plus I got paid in gift cards.
Oh, awesome.
My old boss was super nice.
Was it like a volunteer job, and they went ahead and gave you gift cards?
I think it was like supposedly like a volunteer intern sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like an internship for me because I've been interested in ABA therapy work for the longest time, and I've known a lot of friends who are adults who have done a lot of ABA therapy in the past, including my aunt, because I know how tough her cases can be. I'm not going to say them because let's just say that some of them can be a bit traumatizing.
Sure. No doubt about that.
Yep.
Have you, what would you say you learned, what was the greatest lesson you took away from that position, unless you're still doing it?
Well, I think, if I'm really wanting to do it, but the greatest lesson is that, there are a lot of people out there and you just want to make them happy. And if you want to make them happy, it can make you happy, and that's all that matters. I mean, if you're doing like a job you love, then you're smiling and you're making people happy, then that's all that matters. And that's all you need, and it's enough. And if it gives you the money to pay the bills, then yeah.
That's the bonus plan.
That's the bonus.
Yeah, sometimes work in and of itself is its own reward. I know that when I'm working on things, say in my garage or something, that's physical labor, that's time that literally I could be trading for cash, but I do it because it is its own reward. That is very similar to any volunteer position. By the way, we've got a flash rig going on. Welcome to the show, guys. Ed. Ed, if you're watching, I was saying earlier that I was sorry that I didn't get to hit your show tonight. I had to do some family time, and I didn't get to hit anybody's show. But Ed knows I try to catch everyone I possibly can. I want to say hello to Crazy for Cardboard. Welcome. I love that name. With K's. Raiding the Red Can. We've got Nebo Gold Adventures. How are you? We've also got Luke Duke Outdoors. Luke Duke, good to see you, my friend. And Mr. Lodak and Jelly Bear and American Gold Prospectors. How are you guys? And a few other people walked in too. We've also got Elaine Villeneuve La Femme. How are you? Welcome, guys. Nugget Brain Peterson, always a pleasure to see you. We've got Ohio Relic Hunter, David Villa, Welcome, guys. I so appreciate you being here. For those of you who are new to the show, this is a video calling show. And what I do is I bring up guests to talk about a subject or whatever they'd like to talk about. And I join, the whole thing is done via Zoom. Instructions right there and in the description box. Don't forget to leave a like and a subscription while you're here. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, Raven. What else we going to talk about before I bring up my next guest?
Well, I know that I think like today is like the supposed launch of the new Disney Plus streaming service.
Mhm.
I mean, for any Disney fan out there, it's got everything. It's got like all the Disney stuff, and it's even got some of the Fox stuff in there too. Because remember when Disney first bought out Fox to kind of bring in a little bit of a merger in a way?
I remember
Well,
that.
a lot
Yeah.
of the Fox stuff is in the service too. I mean, you could. I mean, like if anybody wants to try it out, I'm not going to stop them. But if it's got any complete series DVDs of anything that Disney Plus has to offer, like say I have the complete box set of Gravity Falls, for example, then you're not missing anything. But if you're in it just to get the original content, then you could go right ahead. You could also rewatch a lot of your favorite movies and TV shows on the service.
Yeah. Well, that's just interesting. Do you know by chance, because I believe Disney owns Hulu as well?
Yeah.
Do you know if there's
Yeah,
any
Disney-
tie-in, or they're going to maybe bring those two together and just call it one big, the other Netflix, for lack of a better term?
Actually, no. Disney Plus, I think, bought Hulu specifically just so they could bring in a lot of the stuff that Disney has to offer, and they put it in there. And surprisingly, though, I think Gravity Falls is back on Hulu for any Gravity Falls fans that are watching.
Okay. Drone Kings Darwin says, yeah, is Raven borrowed Angel's phone? No, but she's got, I think, very similar model, if not the model. While I'm at this, I want to say hello to Jelly Bear. How you doing? And Shane Smithson, good to see you. Welcome to the show, folks. Welcome to the show. And that of course is Mabel. In case you guys were wondering, that is Mabel. That is
Yep, I'm one of Mabel's new best friends, and we've been hanging out for like a few days.
Well, that's interesting news, Raven. I'm going to have to look further into that, since we are that close to cutting the cable, and we're looking at all of the new services that have been popping up, the Slings, the Hulus, of course, Netflix, and trying to couple that with going back to aerials, which I find unbelievably ironic. I used to work on those back in the day, and of course, tube televisions. And here I go showing my age again. I should really stop that. So really stop that. Oh, so Lloyd from the Grumpy Vlogger says you can bundle them. Oh, interesting. Good information, Lloyd. Like I said, I'm going to be looking into that very soon. So, well, Raven, Mabel, any final words, guys?
All right, Mazel dazzle. See you next time.
All right,
Goodbye.
we'll see. We'll see you guys. Thanks for coming on.
Have a good evening.
You too. Always enjoy having those two on, Raven and Mabel. And let's see. So yeah, that is. Oh, Jesse Mendez. I didn't even say hello to Jesse Mendez. And I'm also going to say hello to Champworks Garage, just in case he's lurking and has no reason now to tell me that I didn't say hello to my son. Yes, I do, Eileen. In fact, I talked about that earlier, and I've got a whole show devoted to it on Thursday, because we're going to break down the new terms of use, and some would call it terms of service, but it's actually terms of use, and we're going to talk about the COPPA in as much detail as we possibly can. There's been a lot of weird things. Yeah, I am all dead. It's a sad state of affairs when you start talking about working on tube televisions. I used to do house calls. Now, this wasn't my first job by any stretch of the imagination. When I got out of the military, though, I landed because my background is electrical engineering, or my educational background is electrical engineering. I was, doing something very similar in the service. And when I got out, I jumped straight into consumer electronics repair. So yeah, I was your local TV repairman at a relatively young age, but I did a lot of house calls. A lot of it was based on VCRs. There I go, showing my age again. And I still have two VCRs. How horrible is that? But I've also told you that I still have a reel-to-reel video machine. You remember the reel-to-reel audio machines? Well, the first video machines were actually reel-to-reel, and they went fast because there's a lot of information you've got to transfer to those same sort of magnetic heads as you do audio in that scenario. And they just flew. You could not get much on there at all. But that enough of that. Yes, you guys are free to call in, but Eileen, back to the point. I am actually going to I'm actually going to have that show. I chose, and this is interesting because I do have some younger. You saw Easton come up earlier. I've got another young man coming up here in a minute. I chose that I never create content for kids, right? Whatever that kids means. I haven't found an age yet. I know that the minimum age for YouTube is 13. Anyone from 13, I believe it's to 16 or 18. You've got to have your parents' permission. And I just decided, no, I'm not going to be restricted to that degree, because when you say you produce content for kids, you are severely restricted in some of the YouTube tools and whatnot that you have access to at that point. So before you actually make that decision, make sure you do a little bit of research and join us Thursdays when we can talk about this. Hello, Crazy Ann. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. I was hoping you guys would come in today. I met a whole lot of good people on Blood X's stream this afternoon. It was kind of a random thing. It showed up on my recommended page, and I decided to jump on over there, and then he talked me into coming up on the show, and we had a good old time. I met Florida Jim, who seems like a great guy. He used to be a comedian. Apparently, I stole his idea for a call-in show. But that's the first time I talked to him. So it's one of those things where you do end up, those ideas. Have I ever told you guys about auto search? Oh man. Now I'm going to get depressed if I go too deep into that. And I really shouldn't, because I'll just say this before I bring up my first guest, or my last guest. I will say this: I had the idea and was actually working on it in practice for the auto traders, for cars.com, before this medium even existed. I've mentioned it on shows before. Now that I talk about it, I remember mentioning it on shows before. But I had the idea. I was actually putting it into practice. I incorporated auto search. You could not buy URLs at that time, and I didn't have the money or the resources to take it any further. Okay, enough of that, because that's just going to throw me into a pit of despair. I'm just going to go ahead and bring Sammy up real fast, and we'll. Now I can't imagine that Sammy has had what I would consider a job, although. You heard what I said at the top of the show, that I was working as young as 14 years old. So we may very well be surprised. Sammy, how are you? Can you hear me yet?
Yep.
Awesome. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. So
I got a new mic.
Oh, okay. What is it? Is that a Samsung?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. It sounds pretty good.
It's a Samsung. I forget, but it's like a great mic because I got it for like $70.
Mm-hmm.
And it has XLR and USB.
Oh, very nice. Dual. Yep. Very good.
Yes.
Very good. So, Sammy.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Let me read the chat here for a minute. Who knows? It could have been called Giovanna. I know. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. Thank you, Crazy Ann, sharing me out. That is one of the things that is the greatest of compliments when somebody decides to share out, live stream or your videos to their tribe. That is honestly one of the things that touched me the most. Thank you so much, Crazy, and I appreciate that. Now, Sammy, you're a young man, so I hope that you're not you're not paying taxes yet. But have you had what you would consider? Yeah, I know, right? Have you had what you would consider your first job? You heard about my early ones.
Yes.
Have you had what you would consider your first job, and what was that?
Many years ago.
Oh, many years. See, at that age, you don't get to say many years ago. I'm just kidding. Several years ago.
Yes. Yes.
So tell us about it.
So, my first job was doing a lemonade stand.
Oh, you were actually one of the lemonade stand attendants. That's awesome. And of course, you were owner operator, right?
Yep.
Cool. So you raked in all the profits.
And I got my first keyboard, a Core Chrome, with that a couple years ago. But I had other keyboards before that. But that was my first keyboard that I actually bought on my own. And that was like a actual professional workstation keyboard that professional use.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yep.
Excuse me. Hello, Jelly Duck. How are you, my friend? Ahmed. Always nice to see Ahmed. So how long were you in the lemonade business, Sammy?
For the summer, and then I quit. And then, so my parents have a company from an art school, so I help them with different stuff. So I film some of the master classes, and I do this and I do that. That's mostly it. And I have been doing that for 3-4 years or longer.
Sweet. An enterprising young man. I love to hear that. Reminds me of my son. His first job was, he thought it'd be great during, seeing my neighborhood as a garage sale, neighborhood garage sale, as most do every year. He thought, wouldn't it be great if I bought some pop, sold them at a profit to all those people that come by when it's real hot? And he made some good money. So you're cut from the same cloth, man. That's awesome. And you might be the only one of this generation that I know that did the lemonade stand. So hats off to you.
Plus, I'm making money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm making, if I work 10 hours, to help my dad, because he has a pretty big business. So, in the area. So, I'm just, if I work 10 hours, I make $80. So I get $8 an hour.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's how I went to VidCon.
Oh, awesome. So you used that, saved it up, and went to VidCon. That's cool.
Yes.
How far away was it from you, Sammy? Give or take. Do you remember? Did you have to fly, or did you drive?
7 hours.
Did you
fly?
Oh, you flew, and it was 7 hours away? Wow.
I'm in New Jersey.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
Saved up that much to go to VidCon. That is so cool, dude. That is so cool. So you're still working for your dad?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Sammy, I only look for good things out of you, because we've talked a bunch, and I hear, you're a technophobe and an audiophile like myself, and enterprising as well.
Yeah.
That warms my heart, my friend. That does warm my heart. What else?
Yeah. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, sure.
Yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, well, happy belated, Sammy. Guys in the chat, wish, now don't go crazy on the emojis, because that's a bad thing according to YouTube.
Yeah.
But throw a birthday cake in there for my good friend Sammy here from Studio Geek 32, if you would.
Guess how old I am.
I thought I knew. You must be, you're either 15 or 16 now, right? Is that right?
15.
15. Boom. I can't say I nailed it, but
Yeah.
I knew I was close. Well, happy belated birthday to you, Sammy. I had no idea. That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Before I bring on my next,
Yep.
my next guest dropped off. That's fine. So it was a good day. Did you have fun?
Yep. And later in the week, I'm connecting my little camcorder to my computer, so I have a higher quality stream.
Mm-hmm. Did you get a capture card for that?
I already have one. But
Cool.
I got a little HDMI switcher.
Oh,
a
okay.
4K one for like $50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to build a ultimate streaming setup that I don't have to use my computer.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So I can have very high quality streams
Very,
without a computer.
very nice. Very nice. Like I said, an enterprising young man. That I love that. I love that about you. Let me say hello to Mo Homesteading. Mo Homesteading, how you doing? Welcome to the show, and everything spicy as well. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it.
I'm just gonna say I need to go to sleep soon because it's almost 11.
Oh, I know, and I need to. It is almost 11. So, and we've got no one else in the queue. So I think I too am going to bring this to a close. But Sammy, thanks so much for coming on. And again, you didn't have to drop off that fast. Happy belated, my friend. I'm happy that you had a good day. Your birthday should be a good day. You've got a lot of great people saying happy birthday in the chat. Thank you guys for that. So what did you guys think? In the comments section, if you didn't get to come on the show, which most of you didn't, make sure you tell us a little bit about your first job experiences and how that either made you a better person or jaded you for life. I don't care. I want to hear about it because believe me, there are some first jobs that will curl your hair and leave you scarred forevermore. But I would think that most of them teach valuable life lessons, especially as in how the real world works. So I dig all of those. Tomorrow night, of course, we are going to talk about whether or not you recycle or what your recycle experiences are. That is tomorrow night, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Let me know whether or not you recycle, and I'll tell you a little bit, a few stories about mine. But until then, make sure that if this is your kind of, if this is down your alley, I got to find a new saying for that every time. Make sure you hit the like button, folks. Make sure you're following if you're on the other platforms. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you ring that bell. Again, we're on every Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. I want to thank all my guests tonight. You guys are great. It's so great to talk to you folks. And of course, there were some fantastic conversations going on in the chat. If I missed you, I apologize. A lot of times it's hard to do this juggling, as we all know. But it's always great having you guys here. Had fun tonight, and I hope you guys did too. But of course, it's time for me to go. So what I will do is say, make sure that you treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, folks, this world would be a better place. Have a good evening, and we'll see you live.